Since February of last year. $16 ago, his last match.
It's amazing to have you back. I know you want to look.
Wait a second.
I don't feel good, man. June 30th, turn to WrestleMax. Can't wrestle. Get surgery 5 days prior. Come here to address the fans. What does Calvin Tankman do? He splits my wound right back open. Get blood all over my wife's shirt. What do I want to do for 2 months? I just want to kick his ass. What happens 2 months later? Puts him through a table. Come here.
This thing went way farther than it ever should have.
Calvin Tankman is taking our hard cam,
When you wake up,
our roaming cam.
I want you to see this right here. Go ahead. Show it to yourself.
Disgusting display by Calvin Tankman.
He's playing for my family, my son. 2 months later, all I have in my mind is Retribution.
Both of those fellows were fined for their actions at that event. Calvin Tankman has been suspended for the October 29th event, Misery Business, and is not allowed in the building. We anticipate that he'll be here for the December show.
Yeah, he's suspended from the building. What do? I put my attention towards some other unfinished business I have, some misery business. Calvin Tankman, I invited you into my home. I trusted you with my family. I invited you to my wedding, and you probably gave me the most thoughtful gift that anybody gave us at that wedding. What do? You kick my ass for what? Some spot? Some title? Some crown to call yourself the King of St. Louis? Let me tell you something, son. There is only one King of St. Louis. And on December 15th, he's going to kick your ass all over Turner Hall when it falls count anywhere.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest is set for one fall. In this match, there are no disqualifications. And here in Turner Hall, falls count anywhere.
You know, I made the mistake all night tonight in the excitement of what we're feeling, calling this a last man standing match. This is a falls count anywhere contest. No countouts, no rope breaks, no DQ. Oh, here we go. We're getting underway early. Calvin Tankman rushing KLD. Calvin Tankman rushing KLD during the entrance.
This is very MO for Calvin Tankman. This is how this feud started, Rob.
That's how this feud started. I was mentioning earlier, I made the mistake all night. Of calling this a last man standing. This is a falls count anywhere match. I stand corrected. Meaning no rope breaks, no DQ, no count out.
If they wanted to end up in the parking lot here at Columbia Turner Hall, they could.
Only way to win is by pinfall or submission anywhere at all. And KLD with a steel chair to the back of heavyweight hustle, Calvin Tankman.
That's some heavyweight hardware if I've ever seen some, Rob. And KLD is on the hunt.
Oh, and he had a trash can lid, Calvin did. Oh, and there's the edge of the chair across the forehead.
I don't care how big you are, Rob. I don't care what you think you're made of. A steel chair is going to put a dent in your plans.
Listen, I would not be surprised whatsoever if this match doesn't once enter the ring tonight.
There's plenty of space here in Turner Hall for these two to plunder into.
Well, I may stand corrected because KLD, it looks like he has the goal of entering the ring. Throwing some weapons in there, at least throwing a steel chair into the center. But that may just serve as their area for their used and damaged goods.
The intention and execution are two different ideas, Rob.
That's fair enough. And with a big man like Calvin Tankman, you never know where things could end up. Now, KLD is finally on the mend and reaching a serviceable area where he can finally compete a little more normally with that throat surgery he had earlier this year.
Oh, he's calling for silence, Rob. Hold on.
Oh, man. A back chop will wake you up any day of the week.
Those weren't jingle bells, but they are ringing throughout Columbia Turner Hall.
You're
and
absolutely
I got to agree
right.
with you, Rob. KLD looks to be in exquisite shape.
Oh, man.
Calvin Tankman was just dropped on the edge of the ring. Let's just appreciate this for a second. KLD just picked up Calvin Tankman like he was an ottoman and dropped him.
Right. Calvin Tankman is not a small man, probably about 350 pounds. And KLD just picked up every one of those pounds with ease. Oh, and a steel chair across the head. KLD may fall to the ground. There he goes. Tried to hold himself as long as he could.
What is Calvin Tankman thinking here, Rob?
No way. There's no way. Tope suicida from Calvin Tankman to the outside of the ring.
Did they dent the ground?
I don't know, but I feel like I felt a thud all the way over here. We are on the complete opposite side of the building that these guys are. And Tankman is just hammering away on Kevin Lee Davidson, the Golden Cobra.
Well, they have plenty of plunder, as the Dream would say, and Calvin Tankman is utilizing that steel chair, and he has got some sinister plans for KLD.
Some might say, great googly moogly, we have got a barn burner on tap for this one, and we are only within the first couple of minutes of this contest.
Oh, it hurts, Rob. It hurts.
The collective remarks on commentary of just groaning. That's how you know you're watching something that I mean, there's no other word for than a simple groan, because that was the kind of chair shot that makes you feel it over here.
Yeah, this match is really pointing out my mid-30s right now, Rob.
Right, here we go.
And KLD has not been able to regain his composure. Calvin Tankman is firmly in control, and now just clubs on the outside of the ring. What is Calvin Tankman? Oh, right into the edge of the ring.
Lower back into the apron there. Wait, Calvin Tankman, is he going to the back here? No. He's looking to send KLD back into that ring apron. And they say landing flat back on top of the apron is the hardest part of the ring. No, in fact, it is landing on the side. We're already 5 minutes into this contest. Landing full force into the side of that ring. I mean, all it is metal over there. And Tankman, heavyweight hustle, that's what he is tonight. That's what he prides himself on.
Rob, if we're only 5 minutes into this match, this is the proverbial tornado in a trailer park. And Calvin Tankman has plans. He is setting that chair up on the outside of the guardrails.
Tankman, I believe, just to be an irritation to the crowd, is picking up chairs and throwing them to the floor. Tankman now in a steel chair again. I don't know what he is looking for. He set up two chairs.
I believe he's
seat
trying
to seat here.
I believe he's trying to create a landing pad for KLD, Rob.
Oh no. And they're getting closer. They're like, them crossing the guardrail over there would bring them over here.
To us, Rob.
It would bring them to our territory, and this is my personal space.
Well, we are professionals, and if the action does come this way, we will be calling it.
We will react accordingly.
And Calvin Tankman is making sure to go check on KLD. Another stiff shot to the back. And Tankman is building something over here.
Tankman now has built some sort of bridge, a landing pad, as you mentioned earlier.
Well,
and that can only be meant for one man.
It's about to be Air KLD. If this is St. Louis Lambert International.
We're close enough to the airport, I guess. Oh, no way. No way.
There's no way.
Oh, come on now. No, come on.
Kev, don't let him do it.
Ah, baby. Overhanded chop.
That's a Mark McGuire home run if I've ever heard one, Rob. And this is a man of this city, Rob. This is a man of the people.
Uh-oh, here we go. Tankman now went for a chop. And KLD continuing to fight back now. He's found his moment. The personal tones behind this feud that we've seen over the past few months is insane. Absolute insanity we've seen here at WrestleMax STL. Now KLD, sending Calvin Tankman into the post on the opposite side. Oh, calling for the referee, looking for a cover here on the outside.
That is the first cover of this match, Rob.
2 count. That's the first cover, and I believe we're probably closing in on 10 minutes in this matchup.
KLD was back in control. Tankman was able to mount a little bit of offense. KLD trying to find sanctuary in the ring. I don't know how safe that's going to be for him.
Right, Tankman back into the ring here.
And setting up some sort of scenario with a trash can lid.
I don't know what he's doing here, but it's not going to turn out very well for KLD.
Well, if Oscar the Grouch had a second home, he doesn't anymore because Calvin Tankman is about to use that lid to rearrange the molecules on Kevin Lee Davidson's face.
Listen, we saw it in the video package before the match began. The personal tones that are going on in this rivalry have been insane. They have been over the top, if you will, because KLD invited Calvin Tankman to WrestleMax as a best friend, not just to WrestleMax, because he had already been part of WrestleMax previous. However, the return, Reborn, back in June, Calvin Tankman was invited for the return of WrestleMax STL.
Well, Rob,
And
I think
Tankman took all the personal friendship and threw it out the window, attacking KLD after a surgery. There's a trash can into the head.
And Tankman really crossed the line, Rob, when he started bringing up KLD's family.
Right, I mean, KLD, he mentioned it in the video we saw, cover lateral press, only a 2 count. KLD mentioned it in an interview with Asa Gray. All right, he invited Calvin Tankman to his wedding. Calvin Tankman was invited to the wedding. Calvin Tankman bought KLD and his wife one of the most thoughtful wedding gifts possible, matching Mr. and Mrs. jerseys. And to turn your back on a friendship that strong takes guts. I don't even know. It takes the darkest part of one's heart to do that. Another kick out from KLD, though, off the splash to the spine.
Well, when you have nothing in your head but the idea to conquer, Rob, I don't think that any of those friendships, any of those bonds, any of those merits mean anything to Calvin Tankman.
Back at the next episode in August, Calvin Tankman's actions against KLD caused him to be banned from the building, suspended for misery business back in October. That was on behalf of WrestleMax owner Eric Enright, who is here in the crowd, and he is fully supportive of KLD and his ability to take out Calvin Tankman here.
Mind you, he is probably the only reason Calvin Tankman was allowed back into this building for this match.
Right, and that probably took a lot of work and a lot of convincing from KLD. I mean, it was probably already a lot of work to convince Eric Enright not to flat out fire Calvin Tankman, but at this point, KLD needs to prove himself against Calvin Tankman.
Calvin Tankman, for all his inherited flaws, has been incredibly dominant since his return. He cleared out most of the competition in the six-pack challenge for the River City Championship.
Right, Calvin Tankman. I mean, you're absolutely right. Calvin Tankman with 3 straight pinfalls in that matchup before finally getting the upset victory, or upsettingly losing to Raheem De La Suede in the second to last elimination in that match.
And now KLD just hammering those strikes. He's molding Calvin Tankman's head like clay. Tankman has one of his own.
Right, there's a backhand.
KLD off the ropes.
Reverse. Oh, nice drop kick. I think KLD went for the spinning wheel. Didn't get all of it, but still sent Calvin Tankman reeling.
Well,
bought himself some time.
Even that little bit would take down the biggest man, Rob. And just a minute to recuperate. KLD needs to take that time, get in some breath.
Right, and I mean, look at what KLD offered Calvin Tankman in the initial run of WrestleMax in 2021. I mean, hell, KLD allowed Calvin Tankman to main event a huge show, the biggest show WrestleMax had ran to that point, against Minoru Suzuki. Oh, fireman's carry.
That loss changed something in Calvin Tankman.
Oh, there's
Rob.
a spear with the trash can on the outside of the entranceway. Cover, 2, 3. No, only a 2. Called by referee Adam Kennedy, 2 count.
We are having difficulty seeing from our vantage point.
Right, we don't have a monitor over here. We've got a whole ring in the way. We can't quite see the pinning situation. We just have to go by the referee's call, which is why we've got senior ref Adam Kennedy out here.
And KLD is back up to his feet. And he is trying to drag Calvin Tankman to hell with him.
There's a right hand from Kevin. And now Tankman staggering on the outside again. Falls count anywhere action. This thing has already been everywhere it could possibly go.
And let's not forget, Rob, that this precarious-looking little landing pad is still sitting over here. Tankman has sinister intentions.
Tankman off the corner post again. And now we're in that corner. You just mentioned the landing pad that Tankman himself set up. And now KLD has brought Tankman back to that corner. KLD, I don't know what the hell he's thinking here. Picked up, and a back body drop over the barricade.
KLD
through the chairs.
Just went through 4 chairs. And Rob, I think your biggest fear might be coming true.
These guys have headed beyond the barricade. Two count called by the referee.
How did he kick out of that, Rob?
I have no idea. The only way I can think of is that Calvin Tankman allowed KLD just a little too much time. And now Tankman throwing chairs on KLD. Tankman doing as much additional damage to Kevin Lee Davidson as humanly possible. KLD and Calvin Tankman are going out to the banquet area here. I have no idea where this thing's gone. They're out. They are out of the ringside area, opening the party divider as much as possible.
KLD is down.
And remember, this is like a tile floor. That's all this is. Hardwood in
this is tile floor.
Hardwood in the reception room over there. There's nothing underneath. I mean, this thing is.
Calvin Tankman has a door, Rob.
There's a door.
He has propped the door up and I believe has even more sinister intentions.
Right, this is not going to be good. Tankman applauding the crowd for their support here in this matchup.
And a devastating shot from Tankman.
Right, Tankman still delivering the damage here.
I don't like the looks of this, Rob.
I mean, these two are surrounded with a wall of people. Uh-oh. KLD fireman's carry.
KLD has Tankman up.
What's he doing here? Death Valley driver through the door.
And a kick out, Rob.
2 count. I could just barely see Tankman and KLD through this small door here.
They have lit up Columbia Turner Hall, and both of these men.
Right, I've just seen the shift from Tankman. That's the only way I knew about this kick out here. We knew this thing was going to get crazy, and it sure has.
This isn't just crazy. This is ugly, Rob.
KLD backing people away, backing the fans off here. KLD's arm's
Rob,
been busted open here.
This.
We're being backed into a corner.
KLD is right in front of us, and he is setting up this table.
One of our extra tables for production over here.
That's the name everybody knows.
KLD, table in hand. These guys need to back up here. These fans are in the zone, and it's not the zone you want to be in. You've heard about splash zone. This is not the type of splash zone. Yeah, this is the crash zone. The wipeout zone, if you will. KLD setting up a table.
Listen, Rob, the well-laid plans of mice and men often go astray.
Oh, nice kick from KLD.
And I know KLD has his own intentions.
Kevin.
Rob, I don't know how good of an idea this is.
There's a ladder and a table right next to each other. There are only so many options here. Tankman set head first off the ladder. Oh no.
Rob,
no, we're going
like
this way.
I don't like this at all. Kev, I know you want to put him down.
KLD,
I know you want to finish this, but I don't think this is the way to do it.
KLD dragging Tankman up the ladder here. Tankman's trying to fight back. These two men are vying for the upper hand atop this ladder. And this, I mean, did somebody check the weight limit on this thing?
This is an emphatic period.
Oh, no.
At the end of a sentence, Rob.
No. Not a superplex off the ladder.
No.
Come on, guys. Come on, it's gone far enough. Do not do this. It's gone far enough. You don't want to do this.
You've proven your point, Kev. That's enough.
No, wait. Davey Vega. What the hell's Vega doing out here?
Get the hell out of here.
Vega with the championship title off the head of KLD. And he goes stumbling through the table. What the hell's Vega doing out here?
Somebody get Vega the hell out of here.
Hidden blade from Tankman. Cover 2, 3.
That was highway robbery, Rob Leach. That was highway goddamn robbery. Rob, I'm speechless.
The rules on my contract say cussing is not permitted. And I'm trying to find the words without using such derogatory language.
My question,
Because
though, Rob,
this is a
why?
highway robbery, like you said.
Why Davey Vega? What is Vega?
Well, there's a clear alignment going on here. Vega has retained the River City title tonight on behalf of Calvin Tankman. Calvin Tankman defeating KLD in a Falls Count Anywhere match on behalf of the champ Davey Vega. I don't know what the hell's going on around here, but somebody needs to get these guys in check.
And luckily, we've got people checking in on KLD over here. That was a nasty spill, Rob. That table is destroyed.
KLD shoving off all the help. KLD unimpressed.